followed by the Honorable Faith of Nyandarua, and the MP order, and the MP for Kiamba, and MP for Manyata, in that order.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, I want to thank you for giving me this opportunity to contribute to this important motion on approval of nominees to the Cabinet Secretary positions. Mr. Speaker, if there is any singular responsibility that has been bestowed onto this House, it is that of approving the Cabinet. In other jurisdictions, Mr. Speaker, this responsibility is given to Senate. If you go to the United States of America, it is the Senate that is tasked with this responsibility. In Kenya, we decided in our own wisdom to give it to the House of Representatives. And therefore, we are expected and required to make decisions to carry out our tasks in a way that would respect the people of Kenya and in a way that represents their interests. Mr. Speaker, what is required of us as a House is to approve these members based on their suitability to hold these positions. If you look at the nominees, I want to agree that yes, there are some names in that list. Out of the 24, there are individuals you can pick out and say have the competence, have the capacity, have the professional competence and academic competence, including experience, that they would use to execute their functions. I would mention that the nominee for the position of Prime Cabinet Secretary, the Honorable Wycliffe Musalia Mudavadi, has the capacity, if he's given opportunity, to deliver and perform the functions that are bestowed on that office. There are also other names I would mention. I would mention the name of Honorable Duale. Everybody has been mentioning. We know the work ethics of Duale.
Yes,
he has experience as a former member.
What is the point of order, Chepkonga? Give Honorable Chepkonga the mic.
Yeah, please, don't.
Mr. Speaker, thank you very much. I don't intend to oppose my very good friend, the Honorable Mbadi. He is speaking very wisely today. Except that, Mr. Speaker, we had a motion yesterday in which you ruled, and you know we are a house of rules, and there has not been a change. It was decided yesterday, and you authorized, Mr. Speaker, that we are going to debate for 5 hours up to 11 a.m. this morning. Mr. Speaker, it is now 11:01 adding to 02, Mr. Speaker. Since you've made a ruling and there has not been any motion of enlargement, would I be in order, Mr. Speaker, that you call the mover to reply?
Order, honorable members. I will allow the Honorable Mbadi to finish his submission, then I'll give you direction.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, I have also mentioned that Honorable Duale, I think everybody has been speaking about how Duale has the work ethics. Duale has been majority leader for about 7 years. He has served even as assistant minister. I agree that Honorable Kipchumba Murkomen is versatile. He may not have the experience in that ministry that he has been charged with, but he is versatile. I know he can adopt. There are others like Eliudo Wallo, people who have not worked in government, but through experience in terms of consultancy, he can get into that ministry and perform. Tuya, I can't overemphasize. Kithure Kindiki, misplaced, but intelligent enough, he can adjust. Speaker Muturi, I am sure, will deliver. But Mr. Speaker, looking at this cabinet in totality, I have my fears. We are approving, if we do approve, we are approving a cabinet that is not so competent. We are approving a cabinet that I think the mindset of the appointing authority was not on service delivery. This is not a cabinet that is going to bring economic revolution in this country. This is not a cabinet that is going to have Kenya take off from a middle-income economy.